Hi, welcome to Axon's latest podcast. My name's Tim Mears, and this is
Rob Burrell.
Hi. We thought in this latest podcast we'd just explore, have a conversation around CRM or customer relationship management. We've seen a big influx of deployments of CRM, so we thought it'd be a good idea just to have a conversation around what actually CRM is and how it can benefit the SMB. So, what problems do you think CRM or customer relationship management solves today, Rob?
I think in the SMB space, customers are looking to track sales opportunities, pipeline, keep tabs on customers. I think with since COVID and the pandemic and people working remotely, that has also increased the problem around our salespeople working and putting the right information into whatever the conduit is they're putting it into. So we've seen SMBs who are working on spreadsheets, entering opportunities, notes, updates, and obviously that doesn't scale. And of course, with salespeople working remotely, that becomes even more of a problem because there's no single sort of one place where all the information is gathered. So I think that's the main issue really is for SMBs is getting all the information in one place. And of course, then it being the right information and it being worked correctly.
So historically, the CRM platforms, I think there's a misconception that CRM is an enterprise product, it's a big product, etc. Is that the case? Is it only available to enterprises? Is there a place for it in the SMB marketplace?
There definitely is. There are obviously smaller CRM products out there. We specialise in Microsoft Dynamics, which really is an enterprise product, but it's available to SMBs and it works really well for SMBs. It's highly customisable, of course. So if you can customise it or get a technology specialist like ourselves to customise it, then that's when the power of an enterprise product like Dynamics actually really opens up for the SMB.
Okay. I often hear about the power of how it's a big product. I know Dynamics, it's a big product and there's a lot of power in that, but many people actually see that as a downside to the product as well, because the SMB, does it do too much for an SMB? I speak to a lot of business owners and go, it's just not necessary. We don't need CRM, How do you get over that hurdle around, a big product?
Yeah, I think it's, as I say, it's sort of developing it to work for you. So we specialise in the sales element of CRM and of course in Dynamics. So that's from that initial lead coming into the business right through the opportunity management stage to the order stage, and then of course managing all the customer contacts and opportunities, etc. Okay. So it's really about how you develop it to get the best out of the product. There's a lot of automation in Dynamics, and where we excel is we will develop automation so to make it as easy as possible for the end user, be that the salesperson in the field or the finance person, a manager looking at opportunities, wanting to understand reports, and get the best out of the product.
So again, speaking to a lot of business owners, they know they probably need CRM. Historically they've worked on post-it notes and Excel spreadsheets that we've all seen, but they don't know where to start. It's quite, because it's such a big product and an enterprise product, they sort of they don't know how do they start, what do they need to do, what are the sort of the key points that you would say for any business owner, listening to this who may be thinking they need to do it, but they don't know how to. What would you be your pointers around where to start that journey?
I think the barrier to entry has always been cost. And when you're looking at an enterprise product like Dynamics, business owners are thinking, well, that's going to be, £10,000-20,000, and we've actually seen those kinds of figures in the marketplace.
I suppose that's just not really realistic for an SMB.
No. And so they're sort of scared away from using a CRM, and they might look at smaller products which may have some good features, but let's face it, haven't got all the features and automation built into an enterprise product like Dynamics. So I think the key really, or the main issue that scares business owners away is the cost. And in terms of what we've done, we've cut away a lot of the areas of Dynamics that 80% of businesses don't use.
Right.
So we've kept it. We've really simplified it. We've kept it very, very clean and straightforward, and developed it with a lot of automation, so that a small business owner or an SME can look at it and say, okay, well, instead of me thinking or being quoted, £10,000 of development to get into the product, I can now take an almost off-the-shelf version of Dynamics, which is really cost-effective and can be up and running within days, if not hours, and start using it and start using CRM to benefit the business.
So suppose from what you're saying there, do they sort of evolve into the product? They start with a base, and then do you find that customers, or once they start working in the product and understand what CRM can do, does the product develop around them? Yeah,
definitely. So thinking about our offering, we get people into the product quickly and simply, but then they can evolve, and we can obviously help them evolve. We can customize the product for them. So a lot of our customers, after a couple of months, they tend to come back to us and say, this is working really well, but actually we've realised we want to try and do X, Y, Z, and we can say, yeah, we can do that for you. We can add fields, add customization, and let the product evolve for the business and make them competitive in their own marketplace.
And I suppose then I know, but you said before that we specialise around the Dynamics. Why pick Dynamics over? There's other products out there that we shan't name, but there are other products out there. Why is Dynamics?
So it is an enterprise product, so you're getting all the features of an enterprise product. You're getting all the billions of dollars of R&D that Microsoft have put into the product, which is very feature rich, a lot of automation, a lot of AI, and the AI is developing all the time. But we've actually developed it and made it so that the SMB can use it. So you're getting all the benefits of an enterprise product, but at SMB, small business product costs.
I suppose because it's Microsoft, it's built within the Microsoft ecosystem, so all works together, I presume.
Yeah, absolutely. So it fully links into Office 365, Microsoft 365.
Wow.
There's a lot of automation around, for example, email. So you can obviously link email, track email back into Dynamics, which is fully automated, and that's really key. That let's face it, most of the world are using Microsoft Office and Microsoft products. So that's one of the key benefits.
And I presume, is it cloud or is it on-premise?
Yeah, it's fully cloud. So like Office 365, Microsoft 365 now, you're working in the same environment. You're working with the same sharing of files, collaboration tools, all in one place.
Great. Is there anything else that you want to add about Dynamics?
I don't think so. But what about yourself? What are your views?
Well, we've used Dynamics as a business for a while now. It's central to us. I think some of the key, we identified that we needed a CRM platform. I think as a business we've made mistakes along the way, and I think that's anybody who's out there looking for a CRM platform at the moment. I think one thing I would say to you is make sure that you understand your business process. You know, Dynamics can be built around your business process, but a lot of SMBs don't have a written business process, or a lot of it is, a lot of their business process are done different ways by different people. And I think what CRM can do is really bring that back in, so they have an established business process. But I think if I was one bit of advice to anybody out there is to make sure that they understand their business process and then use the platform to fit within that. Don't expect the software to solve business process. It doesn't. It aids it. So I think that's one thing that would be my bit of advice. And the other bit of advice that I would say is very similar to what you said, is to actually start small. You know, a lot of people, you mentioned that historically there's been a barrier to entry on cost, and I think there is a what's the word I'm looking for? A tendency for businesses to try and eke all that benefit from that cost straight away. But then what happens is that because you try and launch a massive enterprise product within an SMB, it fails because usage is not as high as they would want it to be, because the end users don't fully understand it. So I think that's the one bit of advice, well, the two bits of advice I would say is start small and evolve into the product, start working within that product, and then build around other areas that can bring in, but also to make sure that you understand your business process. I think it's key that SMBs need a CRM. Customer is king at the moment. Absolutely. That's not going away. But it's the message around there, like you say. Not a lot of SMBs know that these products and services, but these products are available to them, you know, they are definitely so. It's a great product. So
and I think it's a good point you make about we're using it ourselves. So not only are we experts in Dynamics and support our own customers around Dynamics and developing the product for them, but of course we've used it ourselves for years and years, so we know some of the pitfalls and some of the processes that need to be developed. We can share those, of course.
Good. Right, well, thanks for your time today, Rob.
Thanks, Tim. See you on the next one.